let's get into the section and let's address the monster first, the DILR section. So,
Yeah.
most of the aspirants find this section to be extremely challenging. What was your experience with it, and how eventually, it started working for you?
Yeah. So I'll be really honest. What I see DILR is something like a combination of reading ability and maths combined together. So if I really look at the sets that are in DILR, most of them require a thorough reading and quickly identifying the patterns and jotting them down. So this was something that I did later on in my prep. So eventually, when I started preparing, I mainly focused on quants and reading comprehensions because I knew that if I were to build a certain foundations on both of these, I would do better in DILR as well. So at the start, I didn't do much of DILR for the first 1 month, but eventually, when I had a rough idea of how reading comprehensions need to be approached or how Kant's questions need to be answered, then I dived into DILR, and then I realized that starting with two sets a day was more than enough for me. So I really liked LR, logical reasoning, throughout. So I used to pick up a lot of sets at the start and solve them up really quickly because that was something I really enjoyed doing. But then I realized that because I was enjoying it doesn't mean that that's the only thing I should keep on doing. So I had to get my hands dirty and get uncomfortable with the DI part as well, which till this day I don't really like those type of questions. But I realized while taking mocks that a lot of these DI sets were easier when compared to LR, and I was just missing out on them. So eventually, yes, I took up the responsibility of preparing for DI again. And again, like I mentioned earlier, I used to stick to this set no matter what, even if some went out of my hand, because I knew that if I was able to crack at least one set, I have a decent chance of having a percentile on it. But if I lose this question and I keep on jumping ships, then it's going to get more difficult. So there have been times when uh, first set took me 30 minutes, but then because that momentum was built, the next set was almost solved in 8 to 10 minutes, and then I had two complete sets done on a paper. So that's something that really helps you. Even in my final examination, this the same thing happened where my first set almost uh, took 28 minutes at the start, and then the second set I was almost immediately able to solve in 5 6 minutes because the momentum adds a lot. So you need to figure out what works for you in DILR.
I think brilliant inputs. I'm really enjoying this conversation with you in terms of how to execute yourself. I think that's brilliant. Now, I want to go into the finer details of DILR. We always keep talking about this, that selecting the right set is very very important. What do you think about this? Do you get into the paper and you start doing with the set one, or do you go about the theory of set selection and then start solving that?
Yeah. So for me, I think for the first 4 minutes, I used to at least spend 1 minute each on the sets and just move on to the next one. I would just read and identify whether there would be exact answers possible for a particular set or not. A lot of set have two or three possible scenarios, and it might be difficult to get into them, but it is possible definitely. If there are certain sets which have exact one solution to it, then I would probably choose that kind of a set. And coming to preferences of set, I preferred to solve the sets which had um, all the questions based on one particular setting. So, for example, there are a lot of sets which need separate separate calculations for each of the questions, and that may take some time. So I used to keep those sets for later on. Let's say if I have only 5-10 minutes left, then I can just do 2 or 3 questions from that set and be done with it. But most of the sets need the entire question to be solved, and then you can go for the 4 or 5 questions that are based on it. So I used to take those sets first. So once I was able to solve that completely, I would go on to the questions which can be done regardless of knowing the first or the last question. And that's how I would add on to, let's say, 2 or 3 more questions into my bag. So that's how I prepared for DLR.
Right. I want to still stick to DILR a little bit more. Uh, was familiarity of the type of set a really important criteria while you are picking up the set, or you would want to judge the set on the merit of it on the day when you are writing the paper, rather than saying I'm familiar with circular arrangement, so I'm only going to pick up the questions from circular arrangement no matter if it is difficult. So was familiarity a point, or you would say that you always went on with the merit of the set, which one looks easier, and pick that up rather than calling that I'm familiar with this so I do this, otherwise I don't do
So for the first 2-3 months of my preparation, I used to go only with the sets I vibed with. So familiarity was really important for me in those first 2-3 months. Then I realized that a lot of times it would be so difficult to solve those particular sets because there were complex solutions to it. That there were 2-3 other sets which I could have solved in the time of one. So I realized that if I want to be sure that I can at least solve 2 sets in the final examination, I need uh, to keep my biases away from what I really like or what I am good at, and start looking for the sets which are really easier to solve and which have better chance of converting. So um, yeah, I did that mistake in the start when I was preparing, but then I found out that the best way to perhaps go for it is judge the set based on what there is in it and not just the topic that it comes from.
Great.